In Europe, we use our hands to push timber through the planer. I know in America and other countries they use push blocks, and I will talk about those as well. We have our in-feed table and out-feed table. We must always start with our timber on the in-feed table, and we're pushing against the direction of cut. If we were to start on the out-feed table and push it in, the timber would be dragged out of our hands and shoot that way very quickly and drag your hands in. So if need be, get a sign on here, get an arrow so you know which way you are going. Hands on the timber, pushing the timber through. When there is a reasonable amount of timber on the outfeed table, and by that I mean 8 inches or 200 millimeters, your other hand comes over the top of the bridge guard and you walk the timber through. And of course this could continue for a 8-foot or 10-foot long board. You always lift your hands over the bridge guard. Let's say we've now got a good face side. What we now need to do is produce a face edge. So for doing that, you would mark them up with a face side mark and reference that against the fence. Trouble is we've got some chippings on there. We need to get rid of those. We should have good dust extraction that's taking away just about all of the dust, but there will be some bits. Your natural reaction is probably to get your hand in there and wipe them out of the way. That is the worst thing to do, because one day you'll end up sticking your hand into the cutter block. So I don't wear a face mask because my extraction should be doing all of the dust problem. What I will do is I will blow the dust away, which then gives me a nice clear run to be pushing my timber through. Again, if I'm actually on rubbish here, I'm not referencing off a good clean face and I won't get accurate timber. Now it's not only a downward pressure holding the timber, it's actually more of a diagonal inwards pressure. So I have my thumbs on top and my fingers in, pushing the timber in. And gravity should be pulling it down. If the cutters are sharp, as they now are, this timber won't bounce. We've got good cutters and a nice bed setup. If the cutters are blunt, the timber will want to bounce and you're going to have to put excessive pressure on there, which is dangerous. Also, with thinner timber, your excessive pressing down will crush timber, and when you come off here and release it, it'll just bend again. The idea is you want a light touch going through so the surfacer and the cutter block will remove the high spots and leave you with a flat bit of timber. I need to be putting slightly down but more in, and when you come to the bridge guard you should lift your hand over the bridge guard and again lift this hand over the bridge guard and walk your timber through. What you shouldn't do, which is the lazy way of doing it and the natural way, is to basically keep your hand going straight over the cutter block and also having your finger along the back here. It's almost easier to grab the timber, but you may get kickback. I've only had it twice in probably 35 years, but when you have kickback and your timber goes backwards, it happens incredibly quickly. And I had it about 18 months ago, and I was doing some edging on this planer. I was doing some work, something caught, whether there was a knot, that timber disappeared incredibly quickly and my hands went down. I could feel cold metal on my hands. I kind of grabbed them back to myself, and it's that, do I even want to look? And thank God I looked, and I've still got all 10 fingers. There was no cuts. My hands had come down and they'd touched the cold steel of the tables. If my hand had been over there or that hand over there and that timber had gone, I could have gone into the cutter block. Okay, it's only happened twice in 35 years, but actually only has happened once in your lifetime and you've lost your fingers, okay, or the ends of them I would say. So if your hands are not directly above the cutter block, unless they actually get dragged backwards, which could also happen, okay, but it's unlikely, then you should be clear of it. Don't put your hands on top of it is the main thing. Keep your hands away from the cutter block or the saw blade, and you basically can't be hurt in that fashion. If it kicked back, well, it is going to fly back that direction, but it's not going to hit me. I've got to watch out somebody else isn't there. Okay. So also we tend to have our machine set up so they're not normally pointing at somebody else. Okay. If it were to disappear, it goes into no man's land.